Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. For returning friends that have been here before, you know the drill. Go have a seat, sit back, relax, have your tea, coffee, whatever. For new friends, this is a channel that is all about you. It's about how to become our most authentic self, how to be empowered in our truth. And what is our truth? Self-love, self-acceptance. From that place of self-love and self-acceptance, we show other people how to have their own self-love and self-acceptance, and this is how we heal the planet. And our work is the collective. Just full stop. So we have been going through the Oracle deck of Light and Dreams by Scot Howden, beautiful fantasy artist. And today's card is card number 36, which is Feathers. There's so much in this image that I just want to connect with before we go through the book, because we will look in the book and see what the extended reading is. But I always want to get an image or energy from the image that's coming from the card itself specifically. And I invite you to do the same thing. If you don't have a touch activated screen, you can go ahead and just place your hand right on the image. Otherwise, just hover your hand over it and just get a sense for your own self of what energy and messages may be coming to you through this image here. Card number 36, of course, is reducing down to a 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9, which is the most perfect of Tesla's perfected 369 numbers. It's 3 sets of 3. Her hair and the decoration that we've got here, I see a crown, basically, that's got the third eye much activated, totally activated. And the feathers, I don't know a lot about the Native American tradition and the South American, but I know that when they wore the feathers in their decorations that they did, especially for ceremonies and when the shaman were doing their work, feathers are antennas, and they are actually receivers that are helping to bring the messages and guidance from ancestors, spirits, when the shaman are working or the tribal people are trying to get some kind of clarification and guidance. So she is asking directly with her decorations for that kind of message from divine sources itself. So just incredible. Owl tattoo on the shoulder. I love owls. I know that they can have a very bad reputation, but every time I see an owl, I feel wisdom. I feel a definite connection with divine. It may not be easy energy. A lot of times divine messages aren't necessarily welcome, but they're always needed. They're always important, and it's always a really good idea to listen to them and follow whatever your guidance is telling you, your gut, right? That's that combination between your crown chakra, your heart chakra, just coming into focus in front of you there through your solar plexus. You feel it in your gut, right? You know when it's a right thing to do, or maybe when it's not a right thing to do. So I'm just very, very attached to the owl image on here and getting a sense of wisdom sitting on your right shoulder. You know, you have the consciences, good angel and bad angel, right? Left and right shoulders. I feel like this is the good angel here with the owl tattoo. So let's take a look in the book and find out what our reading is for today. This is obviously card number 36, Feathers. Our statement is, you're going to love this, develop self-confidence. Hello. What have we been talking about forever? Keywords are assertive, confident, independent, and positive. This portrait depicts a character who is strong, independent, confident in her own abilities, and proud of her individuality and achievements. Having self-confidence means being comfortable with who you are. It is having belief in yourself and in your abilities to meet life's challenges. Gaining confidence is strongly related to how we react to to the things that happen in our lives. There is plenty we can do to alter our thoughts and expectations to gain more confidence, including ignore the haters, acknowledge the positive, be kind to yourself, forget the past, stop worrying now. I'm going to go back and reread those after we get done. Be assertive in communicating your needs, feelings, and opinions. And here's the quote. This is from Mr. Shakespeare in Measure by Measure. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Oh God, how powerful is that? What an amazing, amazing message. So I want to go back. I want you guys to actually get pen and paper, get your tablet, whatever you take notes on, and I want you to write these down. This is what I want all of us. This is exactly what we've been talking about forever with the authentic self, finding your mission, your passion, your purpose. The only thing that we are being required to do in this lifetime where we are right now is to be our most authentic selves, to stop apologizing for who we are. You're not going to do any harm to yourself or others if you're coming from a place of self-love. So it doesn't mean being a narcissist and getting your own way all the time. That's not it at all. It simply means accepting who you are, everything about you, the good, the bad, the light, the shadow, does not matter. That's what the shadow work is all about, where we incorporate those aspects into us and bring them into the light. This is exactly what this card is saying. So here are the things that we are going to be paying attention to today. Ignore the haters. What is that? Maybe you're not a creator on YouTube and you don't have people making comments. Maybe you're posting something on Facebook and somebody gives you a little snarky comment, or somebody says, you know, something rather nasty to you at work or in the grocery store, whatever, your partner, your kids, your parents. Ignore the haters. You have to remember, wherever they're coming from, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Even if this is a person you've lived with your whole entire life, it still has nothing to do with you. Their life is based on who they are and the filters that they are running their reality through. And you may be a part of one of those filters, but you are just a one little part of a 360-degree view that these people have that you don't have, that they don't share with anybody else. You have the same exact same thing. There are stuff from your past, your history, that has nothing to do with anybody else. It's just the way that you've processed things. It's going to affect how you respond to other people. And that's why we're always encouraging to be true, authentic selves, coming from that place of self-love where we accept ourselves. And that's how we tell other people how to accept themselves. Ignore the haters. Acknowledge the positive. That doesn't mean always assuming that when something is going bad, we can sit there and say, oh, it's really actually for our good, and I'm supposed to be thinking positive. That's not what this is saying at all. This is saying acknowledge the positive, even in the very worst situation. And I can think of a lot of things happening in the world right now, things that are on the news, things that aren't on the news, that are not positive. So trying to find a positive in that, I keep going back to the idea of Mother Teresa and how even in the midst of all of that poverty and dirt and filth and disease, she brought nothing but love, and she brought nothing but acceptance. She started with herself. She knew what her path was, what she wanted to do, and she just kept doing it. She didn't apologize. She didn't even ask for permission. She just went off and did it and started helping those people. And that's what we are being encouraged to do. Acknowledge the positive. There's always going to be something. There's some good strength. There's some good skill. There's some good life lesson. There's something that's going to come from a horrific situation that's going to bring you personally and everybody, the collective in general, even more peace, even more love, even more joy. So accept the positive. There's always going to be something that we can bring from any experience that's going to be for our benefit and the highest and greatest good of all. Be kind to yourself. I don't even have to say anything about that. Be kind to yourself. Forget the past. This is a tough one because this is tied up with ego, and I may just do a separate video just for that particular, because it's very important to understand ego and how we imagine ourselves and who we think we are is tied in with the past. It's tied in with how we grew up, how we, experienced our careers or our work, how we managed our families. All of that stuff is our history, and it's literally what I was just talking about, where we are all coming from our own individual spaces and places. Just forgetting the past simply means, it's like a road map, and you had a place where you started, you have a place where you want to go. You don't sit there and keep going back to the map and going, okay, I've been here, and I went through this, and I went through this, and I went through that. You don't keep doing that. You're going, okay, that's where I was, but now I'm going forward. I want to look for the next road sign, the next turn off, the next whatever. You want to look for that next thing in the path. That's what it means by forgetting the past. It simply means you're not living there anymore. You are a new creation from moment to moment. And there is no reason why you can't choose to be somebody completely different if that's what you want to do. You have that option. You have that ability. You're the only person that does. If you forget the past, doesn't mean forgetting the lessons. Take the lessons, but let the past be in the past. It's not your future. Forget the past. And stop worrying now. How much damage do we do to ourselves and to others in worry? That's where we are basing things out of fear. We are restricting blood going to our brain, our upper, the upper part of the brain. I can't remember the name of the scientific term for it, but you guys know that upper part, that's the new part of the brain that just started developing 10, 15, 20,000 years ago. That gives us the ability to hope. It gives us the ability to see different options. All of that expanded cognition shrinks down into a very tiny little lizard brain at the back of the spinal cord, where it meets the brain case right there. That's our tiny little lizard brain. It's all about survival. It's all about fear. You've got to let that go. Worrying about stuff won't change anything. That was something my son taught me when he was 18 years old. God love children and their amazing sense of truth and honesty and no apology. But just understand, this is not something, worrying doesn't change anything. And it makes it very difficult for you to think clearly, to have the best ideas, to solve a situation, to see options that you may not have seen out of fear. So you've got to let go of fear. This is an ego thing. It's all wrapped up into who our idea is of ourselves. If you're not happy with the stuff that's happened in the past, you don't want to keep repeating it. You've got to let go of the fear, let go of the worry. So that is the message for the day. It's just very, very powerful. I knew as soon as I saw that. And I'm surprised he doesn't really say anything about the owl. So that's okay. We did. We noticed him. So, I love you. You are going to have the most amazing day. You are going to have the most amazing life. This is all you have to do. Literally, all you have to do. Stop worrying. Stop holding on to the past and using that as your place markers for where you are going in the future. Stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Let go of the haters. Be kind to yourself and be always looking for the positive stuff. And I just want to read William's quote one more time. This is from I think it's the play Measure to Measure. Our doubts are traitors. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt, by fearing to try, by being too afraid to try, by being too afraid to do what we know is the right thing for us from our place of self-love and self-acceptance. And just remember, whatever it is that you are contemplating, what's the last question you want to ask always before you make that action? Does this serve my highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all? That's the question you need to ask for everything. So when you are coming from that place of, I'm looking for the highest and greatest good for all, including myself, that's that place of love. No harm can come from that if you are asking for what is the highest and greatest good for all. We are all connected. We are all quantumly entangled. Whatever you are doing is going to affect everybody else. So it's very important what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing. I bring you blessings. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. And ciao for now.